Hello. Hey guys, and welcome to another Ask Me Anything session. So, as you know, this is the part of Sound School where you ask questions, we try to give answers, and today we have a fantastic question. And I have more or less lost my voice due to a chest injury. So, we are bringing in Alexia for some backup support
Only for that.
and other reasons as well. Hey, Alexia, how are you?
I'm fine. But you're feeling better, right?
I'm feeling okay.
Okay.
It is raining, so a little bit sleepy, but we have a great question today. So, Alexia, do you want to read it for us? Who's it from?
Yes.
What do we have here?
So Andressa sent us a very, very good question, which is, some people recommend a speech therapy to speak another language with more confidence. What's your opinion about it?
Okay, that's a fantastic question.
Yeah.
So, just to make sure I understand everything correctly, Andressa is saying that she has had people recommend that she could use some form of speech therapy. How do you say a speech therapist in Portuguese?
Fonoaudióloga. Audióloga. Então, fonoaudióloga.
Fonoaudióloga. Como
Just
que
say
é?
it. Just say it almost.
Fonoaudióloga.
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 Yeah, it's
A
wrong.
phonologist.
Yeah, it's wrong not saying audióloga, but that's the way that we do.
Yeah.
Fonoaudióloga.
Yeah, so generally in English, we say a phonologist, but no one really says that. We say a speech therapist. Fascinating question.
In Portuguese, we say, tô indo pra fono.
Yeah?
Ah.
Cool. So I think we should start this question or start responding to this question by saying that Alexia and we have both participated personally in speech therapy.
Yes, we did. Well, I don't know if it was for the same reasons.
I think so. You want to tell your story first?
Yeah, well, I don't remember. To be honest, I don't remember exactly what was that wrong with my speech, but I remember that I would put my tongue out of my mouth.
My tongue.
My tongue
There we go.
out of my mouth for a lot of reasons, and also because I have a maxillar problem and etc.
Yeah. You had a lisp, correct?
Yeah.
Língua presa. Lisp.
Yes, and I don't know what else. Not only that.
Okay.
But yeah. And nowadays I say that I had to forget everything that I learned during my speech therapist because now I need to learn how to put my tongue
Your tongue.
my tongue outside my mouth to say the TH, for example.
Yeah. So to produce the TH, you have had to get a new speech therapist named Foster, and he is doing some crazy stuff. Yeah. So my experience was very similar. For years, when I was a young kid, I had to go to speech therapy, and I hated it because they would take me out of class, and all of my friends were like, "Where's Foster going?" They're like, "He's going to the speech
was it
therapist."
At school?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Mine was like a private person.
Yeah, I don't know if my parents had to pay money for this, but no, I think the school just had a lady. She was like an old nice lady for people that were not speaking
But
the
that's
way that
nice.
teachers wanted to. Yeah. Anyway, it was very traumatic, but I had a very, very strong lisp. So I just remember repeating the word scissors like a million times, and I would say thithers, thithers.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, "No, scissors." And I was like, "This is so stupid." And then one day I could say scissors perfectly. And now, essentially, I'm a speech therapist as my job. So look at where we are now.
Yeah. So it's all about pronunciation at the end of the day.
Yeah. So my short answer to the question for Andressa is, do you say Andre or Andre?
Andressa.
Andressa.
You don't have the I.
Andressa. Andressa.
Andressa.
Andressa.
That's it.
Andressa. That's a very difficult name for me.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to see a speech therapist. The short answer is essentially what we do working on phonetics and phonology is it's a type of speech therapy. Perhaps we are trying to use the
4 babies running. They just passed. Just passed. Go.
Okay. So the reason the audio stopped for a second was because Alexia's eyes turned into a crazy person's. And I said, what?
Guys, we are seeing 4 babies at once here running around the house that we are. Whoa! That's the 5th one. What's
Oh my
happening?
God. Live on
look,
the air.
Look.
Bambi's everywhere.
It's a baby boy. That's a baby boy. He went that way. No, not that way. The other way. He's hurt.
Do you think he's hurt?
Yeah.
He's walking kind of funny, but there's nothing we can do. He's in the rain.
Oh my God. The 5th one. It's a whole family.
Holy shit.
I'm sorry, but you saw how important it was.
That was very important. Okay. So if there are any more deer, let's just try to stay focused. Do we need to switch seats?
No.
Okay. So what we do at Sound School is essentially a type of speech therapy, perhaps because we are talking about pronunciation and language learning. It does not seem like that. But in general, I think the term speech therapy is a little bit punitive and pejorative. Like it's a quite negative term. Like, oh, you're going to therapy because you have a problem. It's very stigmatized, as normal therapy is as well. And you probably know that Alexia and I are big fans and proponents of normal therapy, speech therapy, therapy of all shapes and sizes.
If it makes you happy, we are down to it.
Yeah, but the way I think about pronunciation training and speech therapy more generally is imagine like a yoga class for your mouth and everything involved in creating speech. So when you first go to a yoga class, Alexia's tried to do yoga the other day. How was that experience?
Very painful.
Very painful. You had no idea what you're doing.
No.
Yes, we should film this just to make our students truly understand that you have no idea what you're doing with yoga. But you start gaining flexibility with time. And if you continued going to the yoga instructor, your yoga classes every day, you would start doing those downward dogs and all of that crazy stuff perfectly. So it's kind of the same thing with your tongue, your teeth, your lips, your mouth, your throat, you know?
Yeah. So what you're saying here is that you don't need a speech therapy to learn another language if your teacher, your professor is good enough to teach you all the pronunciation hacks and the phonetics.
Yes and no. So something that we focus on here in Sound School a lot are difficult sounds specifically for Brazilians. So most people that would need speech therapy in a new language, especially Brazilians learning English, we will work on these sounds in depth, in great detail, so you could produce them correctly. I don't think it's necessarily an essential thing to do to see a speech therapist, but I do think it is fundamental that you have some sort of teacher or guide that can teach you the fundamentals of pronunciation, teach you how to produce new sounds. And the sad truth is most teachers can't do that, or they don't want to do that because it's really difficult. It takes a lot of time. Most students don't have the patience to learn about pronunciation and the physical movements of our mouths. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, because if you cannot say a word correctly, you cannot hear it correctly as well. So it's a non-ending like snowball.
It's a never-ending vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what Alexia says is very true. If you cannot say a word correctly, you will not hear that word correctly, and vice versa. So if you cannot hear the difference between it and eat, there's no way you'll be able to pronounce that difference. So yeah, it's fundamental learning these things. Do you have to go to a speech therapist? I don't know. I think Sound School can do it.
Yes. Sound School is the greatest option.
Okay, we're answering your question with an advertisement to our own course that you are already participating in. I hope that's helpful. I love the question. I think you will find it useful. If you want any follow-ups, Andresa, just let us know. Anything else?
No, I'm fine.
Sweet. Okay, sorry for the small excursion with the deer, but yeah, we will talk to you guys soon.
Ok, bye.
Bye-bye. Ah, meu Deus, eles voltaram. De novo, ela é muito grande.
They are all here.
Run.